Expansion is room to grow, go, and show up in your life. Is this something that you're looking for? A little bit more space to really grow and kind of spread your wings? Then in today's episode, join me as we talk about how to create more expansion in your life. Welcome to Life Mastery for Women. I'm your host, Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Join me here 3 times a week for empowering conversations, powerful tools, and techniques to help you experience more joy, healing, and deeper connections in your life. Get ready, ladies. It's time to get that nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Life is hard, but your personal growth doesn't have to be. Hey ladies, it's Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind. Welcome to today's episode where I hope I'm finding you expanding in your life. If you're not expanding in your life, then it is my intention. Then today's episode, I give you just one nugget of inspiration towards your transformation. Expansion is one of my favorite things to experience. Did I say favorite again? All right, it's all my favorite, but this is really my favorite. And don't I say that all the time too? Anyhow, so expansion. Yesterday, or on Thursday's episode, or the last episode, I talked about getting out of the barrel, right? Stretching your legs, spreading your arms out, really reaching for the sky and beginning to shift and change your life to a way that you are excited about the days to come. Your life is becoming more expanded. And it is a favorite topic of mine because it's exciting. And it's exciting to be able to have the clear slate, the clean piece of paper, and you get to design anything you want on there. You get to decide every day how you're going to show up in the world, how you're going to face your life, what you want to do, what you want to create, where you want to go. All of those things are in your control. They don't feel like it sometimes. I get that. But they are, truly, trust me. So I want to talk about expanding, and I want to give you a kind of an interesting example. I was working with a coaching client, this was a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about money. And I said, expansion is like this. If I give you $10, you have a certain amount that you can do with that $10. If I give you $1,000, you have a certain amount of what you can do. There's a little difference in excitement between a $10 bill and $1,000, right? If I give you $100,000, now that's expansion. You can do a lot more with $100,000 than you can with $10. And that to me is like this feeling of what I can do, where I can go, choices, power, freedom, adventure, expansion, right? So I want you to think of it that way. It's like being in the barrel versus being on a mountaintop in Montana. If you've ever been to Montana, there's an absolute reason why they call it Big Sky, Montana. It is totally worth the night sky in Montana is amazing. If you want to really feel some expansion, go stand outside in the middle of the field where there's no city lights and look at the night sky. Big Sky, Montana. It is amazing and beautiful and expansive. Totally worth it. Totally worth it. Okay. So talking about expansion, I want you to define this for yourself. Like, what does that mean? If I was going to expand in my health or my relationships or my finances or my career, what does that mean to you to go from this space to this space? And I'm pretty sure you can see my hands. This space is like I'm just bringing my thumbs and 4 fingers together. It's about the size of a softball, a little bit bigger, to this space where my hands are as wide as I can make them. My arms are outstretched. So I want you to think about your life in this way. I want you to go bigger as best as you can. I know that some of you really like the details of things and you're not big vision thinkers, but it's okay. But I want you to begin the last couple of episodes we talked about like designing our life and daring to dream. And now we're talking about expanding. Expanding yourself is where joy really starts to come in. Every morning before your feet hit the floor, you are given a clean slate. You really are. And I remember I used to think, like, that's such crap. Like, come on, I still have the same life I did yesterday. Right. But what you didn't have yesterday that you do today with this awareness is choice. You have the choice. You have the choice of how you're going to react. You have the choice of what you say. You have the choice of every single decision that you make. And it's amazing that way. where you can follow your intuition and your insight and your instincts, or you could just do the same old thing you did yesterday and continue to create the same mediocre life that you have. And I want something more for you. I want something big and beautiful. That's what I want for you. But I can't do it for you. You got to do it yourself. So I want to just give you a few things that you can begin to do. Sorry, I'm moving my microphone around if you can hear that. Sorry about that. I want you to, here's a couple of things that you can do in your environment that will start to help you to feel the expansion. And one of those things is to clear the clutter. So when you look around your space, what do you see? Is it nice and peaceful, and does it create joy, or does it create overwhelm and chaos and maybe a little frustration? Then I want you to find those things in your environment. It's like, you know what? I don't need this thing in my face. So this can go someplace else, and begin to organize your space. Doesn't matter if you're sitting in your cubicle or you're sitting in your living room or your bedroom. It doesn't matter. But when you look around, your environment should be peaceful and joyful, and it should create a happy environment, a sanctuary, if you will. But if it's creating chaos and overwhelm, well, that, my friends, is why you're feeling that kind of chaos and overwhelm. And just a couple of days ago, I talked about, well, actually, Amy and I talked about achieving clarity and focus. And you can do that. You can organize your space and get rid of some of the clutter. And everything is energy. So all of the things that are in your environment have an energy component to them. And if it's things that you just don't need, well, then that's in your environment. It's also in your energy field. Start to get rid of things, start to donate things, start to move things out of your space. So in your day-to-day space, it feels beautiful and amazing. So that's one of the first things that you can do. Another thing you can do is to rid yourself of time suckers. What are time suckers? These are activities that just drain your time and drain your energy. So a lot of times this could be scrolling through social media. Set a timer. You know, instead of just endlessly doing it, and all of a sudden you look at the clock, you're like, holy crap, it's been 2 hours. I want you to sit back and go, all right, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes or 15 minutes to just endlessly, aimlessly, mindlessly scroll through social media. If that's something that you find fun or interesting, you get some ideas, you get a couple laughs, you get a cute little puppy, fix. All of that's amazing. So go ahead and do that. You allow yourself to do that, but give yourself a time limit. Only because as you waste time, you feel that energy. As you look back and go, I've wasted my time. It kind of has an energy poor result. Like, it doesn't feel very good. So that is one thing. That's, as you kind of think about your environment. Another is to finish the tasks on your to-do list. I have an episode, you're going to have to go back and look for it. You could search it on, I think you can search my episodes on most platforms, but it's called The Art of Concentration. This is one of my favorite episodes, it's one of my favorite episodes, but it's one of my favorite things to do to really keep the energy in my mental capacity free flowing. So our mental capacity is the smaller container that holds our thoughts, not just the ones that come in, but if like we're working on a project and we get interrupted and now we have another project, now there's 2 projects rolling around in our head, and then there's something else, then there's an email, then there's a phone call, then the kids at school, then you get this email thing, this paperwork you got to fill out. Now you have 25 things rolling around in your head, and by 3:00 you are like completely overwhelmed. So clearing out that compartment, basically clearing out your mental attic, is such a great way to continue to move those things through the process. So mustering up the energy that says, you know what, today I'm going to take one step forward on my task, my to-do list, and start moving some of these tasks. Like, I got to fix that trim in the bedroom, and I've got to clean the ceiling fan, and I've got to mow the back lawn, or I've got to make this phone call or send this email. Muster up the energy and the focus to do that, to just start ticking things off the to-do list. Then from there, I want you to be able to organize your time. So as I work at home, I have a lot of time throughout the day, big blocks of time. And sometimes I just I just kind of piss it all away. Oh, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do this thing. But when I'm organized, like today, I am batch recording podcasts. It is clearing out a lot of mental energy, and it really is expanding in my thought process. Like, I'm feeling this, like, all of a sudden there's all this room in the attic, if you will. And the attic is your mental capacities, all the things that we keep in our mind, all these tabs that we have open. And as I organize my time and I go, okay, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to do my morning ritual. So I'm going to do a 10-minute meditation. I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to go work out. I'm going to feed the turtles. I'm going to go outside and play with the dogs. I'm going to do any few little things here and there. And then by 10:30, I had a coaching call. By 11:30, I was done. I recorded one podcast. Then I had lunch. I talked to Amy for a little bit. And by 12:30, I'm back to recording podcasts. And then I'm going to go pick up Cameron early for his baseball game. I've organized my time. And I'm telling you, I feel amazing. And I'm getting a lot of stuff done. So organize your time. Now, I want you to go back to if you have some bad habits. This is another one. You can go back and listen to How to Overcome Bad Habits. It's a really powerful episode. It's number 341. And rethinking your unhealthy habits that just drain your energy. Me hanging around playing some video games or just scrolling mindlessly on Facebook drains my energy, and I have a hard time coming back up from that state. But right now, I'm recording podcasts. I feel amazing. I'm standing up at my stand-up desk with my notepad, with my phone, with my favorite microphone, watching my dogs chase flies in the window. And I'm just like, dude, this is the life. And my energy is high, and I feel amazing. If I go and sit down and scroll mindlessly through Facebook, my energy goes low and I lose that momentum. But I do this by organizing my time and organizing my day, even if I loosely organize my day and I allow some time and some flexibility to interrupt my own day. Where, you know what, I'm like, oh, I got to fill the turtle ponds and the feeder pond. I'm going to go and do that. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I own 4 turtles. And what I do is I have a pond on my deck that I build every year for them. And I need to fill that. If you want to check it out, I have a couple of videos of my experience with the turtles, the names of them, and the breed that they are. And you can watch those episodes. I'm on Facebook, Jen Mac, JenMac. You can check out my photos and my videos, and you can see my whole turtle setup. But anyway, I allow myself some of that interruption time to be able to hang out and do the things I want to go sit outside in my hammock chair, to go and walk the dogs, to go and feed the turtles. And I allow myself some of those breaks. So organizing my time makes me feel empowered. And I want you to have the same thing. One of the other things is to make time for joy. So sort of what I'm talking about right now is being able to add joy into my day. I'm going to go for a bike ride. I'm going to go for a swim. I'm going to go take the dogs to this park. I'm going to go, I don't know, any of those things. Make your list of joy. I have a ton of episodes out there that are self-love, self-care, making time for joy. There's a way to do it. It's very simple. Adding those things in will keep you in an energy-rich state with your vibration being high, you're feeling amazing, and you could take on the world. This, my friends, is expansion. Then, one of the last things I want to talk about is deepening your spiritual connection. Deepening your spiritual connection is going to connect you more with your intuition. Then therefore, you can tap into your intuitions for clarity, for fun, for joy, for focus, for productivity, and you then get to expand within your physical being. It's amazing when you get little nudges to help you move along in this state. Like, I absolutely love connecting to intuition and gaining clarity, and I just go. The whole day is just in the flow. So that would be meditating every day. And I would say starting with 5 minutes, if you haven't done it at all, focusing on your heart and just going inward. Remember, we go inward to create a new outward. So focusing, you're going to have to overcome the body. The body wants to get up and move and do things and create lists and accomplish things and push the environment around and talk to people and do tasky things. Oh, that's fine. And it's normal. But overcoming the body is overcoming the ego. And when you overcome the ego, you put this other part of you, the person that's holding the flashlight, right? You put that person in charge of your life, not the flashlight. The flashlight is the norm. The flashlight is the ego that wants to go to this topic, then go to that topic. I want you to be the person who's holding the flashlight. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's an episode. I will tell you, I will go find it. It is about tapping into your intuition. And it's a pretty powerful episode, if I do say so myself, but it does give you an idea of what the fracking crap I'm talking about and how you can get into the intuitive state to better master your own energy. Let me go find that episode. It is episode number 329. It's Open Your Intuition. Not open, connect. Connect your intuition, episode number 329. Then I think you will get the idea of what I'm talking about as far as the flashlight goes. And if that's not it, then it's 330. It's right around there, but it gives the analogy of using the flashlight. Okay, so deepening your spiritual connection, increasing your internal awareness, going inward, go inward every day. And if you're an overachiever like I am, I would say go 10 minutes 3 times a day, because at the end of the week, you're going to have 21 chances of experiences of going inward versus a person who does one time at 7. It really starts to grow exponentially. And we're talking about expanding, aren't we? So I want you to start thinking bigger. If you haven't listened to them yet, go back and listen to the last 2 episodes that I just did about daring to dream and how to live your life by design. This is going to start expanding your thinking past your limiting beliefs, past your negative self-talk, past your emotional blocks, and get you to thinking on a grander scale. If this is something that you're interested in doing, send me an email, themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. In my big breakthrough women's retreat, we are going to be healing our past blocks and beliefs and emotional trauma so we can begin to think bigger and begin to design our life by design. So I'm excited if you're going to be able to join me. All you're going to do is send me an email, say, hey, I want to work with you, or hey, I'm interested in learning more. Let's just have a conversation and see how I can best support you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as to how this has inspired you. If you're interested in learning about our Lady Leaders Retreat and to join a community of women who connect, heal, and create a life that is full of joy, inspiration, and empowerment, then send me an email at themeditationroomtc@gmail.com. Subject line, let's talk. And I will set up a time for us to have a conversation. And in the meantime, keep going, growing, and transforming, and keep looking for those nuggets of inspiration.